Louisiana Beer Reviews 21, Icehouse. Icehouse was introduced in 1993 by the Miller Brewing Company, and they introduced it under their Plank Road Brewing Company. I guess you could call it a gimmick, because Plank Road was always part of Miller. But under that little line, you had Icehouse in 93, Red Dog in 04, and later on you had Icehouse Light, which didn't last, and Southpaw Light, which is still around, but it's very rare. In the beginning, Icehouse and Red Dog were sold at the premium level. They received a lot of television, radio, newspaper, magazine advertising attention. And then, for some reason, it didn't catch on like they thought, and they repositioned Icehouse and Red Dog. Icehouse to the below premium level, and Red Dog really now to the economy beer level. Icehouse is 5.5% alcohol. I'm not sure about the exact ingredients because Miller doesn't tell what those are. Presuming it's barley malt, probably yellow corn grits, which is what they say at the brewery that they use for their adjunct grain. Hops and yeast. Icehouse was the first ice beer introduced into the United States. They did start in Japan in the 80s and came to Canada, where it became popular. And then Miller started this whole ice beer craze, and everybody started copying it. Bud Ice, Natural Ice, Schlitz Ice, Pabst Ice. Just everybody had their ice beer variant. Some of those have been discarded, but many are still around. When they brew ice beer, what they do is they get the beer very, very cold, below freezing, and then it forms ice crystals at the top of the container, and then they skim off the ice, which leaves just the the liquid, and it leaves the beer with a higher alcohol content. So 5.5% alcohol is not really high for ice beer. Most of them are around 5.9, but it's higher than your regular beers, which are about 4.5 to 5% alcohol. Beer Advocate gives ice beer a D+. I gave it a B- on that site. The brothers on Beer Advocate gave it a C-. Rate Beer gives it a very poor rating. The Beer and Me, however, gives it a very fine rating. It has done well in the competitions. Icehouse won gold in 2006 at the World Beer Cup, and it won gold at the Great American Beer Festival in 2003 and in 2007. All of those medals being in the American Style Specialty Lager category. And Icehouse has also won many silver and bronze medals at those competitions, so it is well regarded by many people. Here's the original bottle of Icehouse. As you can see, they showed the Plank Road Brewery, which was the original Miller Brewery in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is reminiscent or similar to the original Milwaukee's Best cans and bottles, which showed a kind of a brewery with the horse team and pulling the beer barrels in the wagon. Later on, when Icehouse was pushed to the below premium segment, they kept the Icehouse, but they started to change the label design and make it more of a, I would call it a motorcycle gang type theme. I don't know how well people took that, because that didn't stay around but for about 5 or maybe it might have been 7 years, but the beer didn't seem to be as popular. They're trying to get it popular again. Here's the modern incarnation. This came out in 2010. This is very similar to the original design with the Icehouse on it, at the brewery, I mean, and the name very prominent. This bottle says ale. The second design bottle says beer. when they selling this beer in certain states, not Louisiana, but Texas, for instance, it's going to say ale because Texas has strict laws about what alcohol, anything beer, because anything called beer can have what level of alcohol. That's not the case in Louisiana, but this is probably a batch that was made to be sold in Louisiana and Texas and other states that are stricter. It says Union Made, which is making me think this came from possibly the Milwaukee brewery. If it's made in the Fort Worth brewery, I don't think it says Union Made. But anyway, now on with the review. Don't see any smoke. Icehouse always appealed to me in the past because it reminded me of Dixie beer. But I'm going to try to keep an open mind with this. Give it a good pour. As you can see, it has a thick white head. It's a very highly filtered, clear, golden appearance. It's more golden than yellow. You see lots of carbonation streaming up the glass. Now I give it a smell test. Now I'm supposed to drink it in my mouth, not through my nose. All right. You can pick up some sweetness there, and you can smell, since I sucked it in my nose on accident, you can smell the beer. It's got a very typical beer smell, but there's some sweetness, and you can kind of pick up the alcohol a little bit with this. But overall, the aroma is not strong. It's on the mild side. It's not an unpleasant smell. It's an inviting smell. It makes you want to go further. All right, now the most important thing, the taste test. Yeah, you can pick up that overriding beer flavor, your typical American beer flavor, with in the middle you have some of the alcohol feel to it. It's a very rounded beer like Miller intends to make, so you don't have the barley or the corn coming out in any prominence. Most Americans prefer a rounded beer. They don't like something with any strong hop profile or barley bready profile, you know. Or you may not know that, but that's really what obviously most people like. That's what the biggest selling beer is. When you have in the craft beer world, they're trying to, you know, promote the more well-crafted beers, carefully made beers, that type of thing. But anyway, it's a good taste. There's some metallic-ness to it, but it's not much, and it can't be from the bottle. Obviously, brown bottle. It could be the container it's made, you know, it's aged in, probably a metal barrel. But you have some hop spiciness in the back end of the taste that kind of, like I say, rounds it out. It's a really enjoyable beer. This is a delicious beer. The mouthfeel is sort of light to medium. It finishes crisp and refreshing, and it's dry. Most American style lagers are dry. I always find that with American style lagers, they're very dry compared to what you get in Europe. They're a little wetter. I'm gonna kind of bump this up to a B plus. It seems like every time I drink Icehouse, I like it more than the last time. I just think it's such a delicious beer. It's so fun to drink. If you've never tried it, I highly recommend giving it a chance. It's a really nice beer. Oh yeah, it's got some bite to it. Certainly not a bland beer. It's probably better to drink super cold. Um, one more sip here. Yeah, you can really notice the hop character at the end of the taste of the sip. Laissez le bon temps rouler. This is a good beer. I'm almost tempted to give it an A minus, but I'm gonna stick with the B plus. Please give it a chance. Miller's always winning me over with these excellent products they put out. And I'm gonna end this review by saying, y'all come on down to New Orleans.